Hello everyone, and welcome back to Steins Linear Bounded Phenogram. I'm G, and we are moving on to the Luka chapter, which is Hermaphroditus in the Labyrinth. Now, just as an aside before we start, if there's anything really gross in this, like some of the things I did in the original Steins Gate, I will be cutting them out. No apologies there, and I will not be reconsidering that. But I'm hoping that, given how they've been treating Luka, that things are a little bit better in regards to not being super awful to Luka. But for now, let us begin. Hermaphroditus in the Labyrinth. Yay. Do it more. Faster. Peace. Thank you. Thank you. More. Mayuri-chan is dead. Everything had happened so suddenly. He was totally fine the day before. Her smile was as energetic as always, making everyone around here feel worry-free. Mayuri-chan is my friend. No, my best friend. At least that's what I choose to believe. Mayuri-chan was the first person to talk to me when I had just entered high school, when I didn't know anyone. You should have more confidence in yourself, Rika-chan. You'd always try to cheer me up. To be honest, none of this felt real. Not until the day before yesterday when I saw Mayuri-chan at the funeral. It was like she was sleeping inside of her coffin. The usual smile on her face. It felt like she could wake up at any moment, warmly laugh, and say good morning. And no matter how long I waited, Mayuri-chan didn't move. Her eyes remained closed. She didn't move an inch. Her skin was cold to the touch. She was so stiff. That's when I finally realized. Mayuri-chan is dead. She'll never get to smile again. Or look at me with those bright eyes. Or talk to me in her gentle, girly voice. Never again. Where do people go when they die? I asked my dad something like this when I was a kid. Well, you see, people become gods when they die. That's what he taught me. But the reality is that people are burned to ash when they die. Mayuri-chan had become ash. She had become smoke rising up into the sky. That was supposed to be a sad thing. But then why is the sky so clear and blue? I look up with my dry eyes, now incapable of producing tears as my mind races. I place my hand gently on my chest. Small and inconspicuous, but a soft swell. Proof that I am a girl. A girl. I say it out loud. Yes, I am a girl. I talk like a guy, but I am a girl. There's no mistaking it. For a long, long time, I've had the same dream over and over again. I'm not sure when it started. I think it started when I was just a child, so I must have been having this dream for quite some time. It's a very strange dream. One in which I live as a boy. Everything about how I look is the same. My personality is the same. I'm as unconfident and introverted as ever. The only thing different about me is my sex. Everybody around me treats me like a boy. And I guess that makes sense. In my dream, I am a boy. Of course they treat me that way. My mom, my sister, and my friends. Even the person most special to me. And for some reason, the me in that dream feels that being a boy is a sad thing. The me in that dream wishes they were a girl. Whenever I wake up from that dream, I always check my body. And then I feel relief wash over me. This has been happening ever since I was a child. Back then, I thought everyone was having similar kinds of dreams. But I was wrong. I asked my sister and my friends, but nobody had the same experience I did. Even Mayuri-chan said she'd never had a dream like that before. So one day, I decided to do some research on it. According to the books, a dream where your sex changes signifies a change in the nature of your relationships with the people around you. Looking back on things, I can't see where or when that change could have happened, if at all. And if that was the case, why would I keep seeing the same dream over and over? I've always wondered about this. Why am I the only one with these bizarre dreams? Then one day the answer found me. You were actually a boy. The words of the person most special to me, the words of Okabe Rintaro-san. Okabe-san had told me that originally I was actually a boy, but later turned into a girl. His words pierced my chest like a sharp knife. I was so stunned. I couldn't believe that someone so important to me could say something as awful as that. Is that how Okabe-san had always looked at me? I can't believe he's pretending to be a girl when he's actually a boy. I don't know if such a thing is even possible. But I remember being immensely sad that he felt that way about me. I'd loved him for so long. Ever since the day I first met him. So looking at Okabe-san's face filled me with joy.
Yo, Luka.
Just hearing him call out my name was enough to put a smile on my face. And one day when I had the courage, and I become much stronger, then will my feelings finally reach him? I always felt that way. To find out that Okabe-san had thought of me as a boy, just thinking about it filled me with a deep sadness. A deep sadness. It was so painful that I couldn't help but cry. But somewhere in my heart I was satisfied. Yeah, I knew it. This discomfort I've had forever. That weird recurring dream. This feeling that I'm not who I'm supposed to be. I felt like Okabe-san's words had finally cleared the doubt in my mind. I really was a boy. Triggered by Okabe-san's words, memories of my time as a boy began to surface. Well, that's not quite right, actually. According to Okabe-san, it was a world line in which I was a boy. Even now, the whole thing is too difficult for me to really understand. But nonetheless, the fact remains that I was a boy at some point. Okabe-san told me that he wanted me to go back to being a boy. According to him, something called the phone wave named switch change is what turned me into a girl. He and the others had made it. He said that by sending messages into the past using this machine, a person can change history. But apparently I, as a boy, had told him that I wanted to be a girl. I wanted to be a girl. Which means that I had hated life as a guy. I had always wanted to be a girl. And what about the me of now? I gave it some thought. My conclusion was clear as day. I still don't want to be a boy. I want to stay like I am. But
Please, Luka, if you don't...
His next words were beyond my comprehension.
If you don't, Mayuri is going to die.
Mayuri-chan is my best friend, but she's also Okabe-san's childhood friend. Mayuri-chan? Dying? It all seemed like a bad joke. But even I knew that Okabe-san wasn't the sort of person to goof around about this. He can say and do weird things at times, but when the going gets tough, he's always been serious. I wouldn't have fallen in love with him if he wasn't. Okabe-san said that my becoming a girl had altered the world line, resulting in Mayuri-chan's eventual death. So in order to prevent that from happening, I'd have to go back to being a boy. Of course I couldn't just accept that. I even considered that maybe Okabe-san had always hated me, which is why he was saying these awful things. But 5 days later in the evening, Mayuri-chan she had died. According to Hashida-san, who was with her at the time, Mayuri-chan was acting perfectly normal before everything went south. But then all of a sudden she collapsed in pain, and then eventually stopped moving altogether. She had really died. And if what Okabe-san said was true, it was all my fault. Mayuri-chan died because I'm a girl. Because I'm a girl. Because I wished to be a girl, Mayuri-chan died. This body is what killed her. And yet I'm still in this body. Why am I still like this? Why am I still a girl? Even now I want to stay as is. Is that how I really feel? I don't know anymore. I don't understand my own feelings. But if I really do believe that, I'm the worst. Oh. Looking at my body had become unbearable, so I turned away only to see a certain object. A toy katana. Samadare. Okabe-san had given this precious gift to me, the timid girl who could barely ever speak her mind. He told me that by practicing swings with this, I'd be able to become strong. Strong. 11, 12, 13. I swing Samadare with all my might. If swinging this thing can get rid of my doubt, can get rid of my need to think, my mind and heart can't help but feel this way. If swinging this sword hundreds of times means getting rid of these feelings. But 22, 21, 22, 20. I've never been particularly strong. I don't have physical or mental strength, no guts, no decisiveness. No matter how much I try to act like I care for my friends, at the end of the day I'm only looking out for myself. To prove that, I can't even do 30 swings. I'm just a weakling. And being a weakling is a bad thing. Yeah, a bad thing. To me, the world is made up of good things and bad things. I'm not the one who gets to decide which one is which. So who does? Someone other than me. If you're a boy, being girly is a bad thing. If you're a girl, being girly is a good thing, of course. As a boy, being reliable and self-confident is good. As a girl, being gentle, delicate, and kind is good. That's why my appearance as a boy anyway is bad. I needed to be a girl. Unfortunately, being a weakling is a bad thing for both girls and boys. That's what society thinks anyway. And if society thinks that way, then that's all there is to it. Regardless of what I am, I'm left a weakling, no matter what. My existence is still bad. Nothing changes. Mayuri-chan. All I can do is hug my knees and cry. Because if I keep crying, someone will come to help me. A friend will come by and ask if I'm alright. Because of me, that friend is... she's... Mayuri-chan.
Luka.
A small voice calls out to me, just loud enough to be audible over the sound of the gravel moving. I look up. I look up and find him standing there, the person most special to me. Okabe-san. The moment I say his name out loud, the tears start coming. I try my best to hold them back. Yesterday, I went to Mayuri-chan's funeral. Everyone cried. I didn't know Mayuri-chan was loved by so many people. Of course, I loved Mayuri-chan too. I'm not really good with people, but she was always so nice to me. She was my best friend. It's true. I love Mayuri-chan. She was my best friend. But... why, Okabe-san? Why are we still alive? Okabe-san doesn't respond to my words, a pained expression on his face. He looks like he's in so much pain. Of course he is. As her childhood friend, Okabe-san was closer to Mayuri-chan than I ever was. She was so important to him. How can I say something like this to him? I'm about to do another bad thing. But I just can't help myself. Mayuri-chan is dead. But I'm still a girl. Okabe-san had said that this was what I wished for. But this isn't the world I wanted. This feels wrong for me to keep living like this. A world in which I become a girl, all at the expense of Mayuri-chan's life. I never asked for this world.
It's not wrong.
Okabe-san says to me, but even then I know it's a bad thing. So is there a way to save Mayuri-chan? I ask him. But his response is plain and simple.
No.
It can't be! I unconsciously raise my voice. I can't just let things stay the way they are. I can't let the bad things stay bad. Keep thinking. I'll do anything to save Mayuri-chan. I heard from Mayuri-chan before that he made a device for traveling back in time. If he used that... Okabe-san had been conducting some kind of super complicated research with Makise-san and Hashida-san. Apparently, not only had they made a machine to send emails into the past, but they had also made a time machine. Traveling back in time. It all seems like some kind of dream. It's hard to believe. But if anyone could do it, it'd be Okabe-san. That's why I firmly believe. No, not just him. The reason he was probably able to make these incredible inventions is because he had Hashida-san, Makise-san, and Mayuri-chan on his side. Honestly, I had always wanted to be a part of their group. But I was never good enough. Unlike Hashida-san and Makise-san, there's nothing I can do. Even though I get that time traveling is amazing, I don't understand exactly how or why it is. I don't know anything about computers. I don't understand complex topics. I could never ask them to let me be a part of their group. It was impossible.
We can't.
Okabe-san shakes his head, his expression filled with dread. And still I raise my voice to speak again. If we go back in time, I'm sure we'll find a way.
There is no way.
Okabe-san declares, his fists clenched.
It may be cruel, but all we can do is accept Mayuri's death and keep on living.
You can't give up! Why are you giving up? Are you sad at all that Mayuri-chan died? Giving up. That's bad.
There's no way to save her.
No! I don't want Mayuri-chan to die!
Rukako!
Okabe-san raises his voice and grabs my shoulders in response to my continued whining. I instinctively pull back a little.
Do you think it was easy for me to give up?
Okabe-san manages to squeeze his words out. He then tells me exactly how much he went through to try to save Mayuri-chan.
Sacrificed other people's memories and dreams, all to save Mayuri. I didn't care who I hurt as long as I could save her. But I can't do it anymore. There's nothing I can do.
His grief-filled cries. They remind me. That I'm only thinking about myself. I didn't even try to consider what painful experiences Okabe-san might have had gone through until now. Okabe-san is the one who built the time machine. There's no way he didn't try and use it to save Mayuri-chan. He jumped back through time over and over again to try and save her from her fate. So many times. And yet somehow death always came out on top. There was no running from it. Over and over again, Okabe-san was faced with Mayuri-chan's death. Faced with the death of someone so special to him. He wanted her to live. I don't want her to die. No matter how much he prayed to the powers that be, his feelings never reached them. Instead, only in the unwavering reality of death, repeated infinitely. So painful must all that have been. I'm sorry. How could I have said such cruel things to the person who had to watch someone he cares about so much die over and over again? But I didn't stop to think about your feelings. But even so, I can't help but say it. That's not impossible, is it? There's still one more way left. I mean, there's still one way we haven't tried yet. The only option left. The only one. If you turn me back into a guy.
I can't do that.
His response is quick and unyielding, almost as if he knew what I was going to say. I have no intention of just backing down. Please, Okabe-san. I don't want to be a girl so badly that I'd sacrifice Mayuri-chan. Please save Mayuri-chan.
I won't turn you back into a guy.
Why? Why won't you?
That's what I chose. Can't keep on hurting people to feed my ego. Besides, even if we go back to the original world line, there's no guarantee we'll avoid Mayuri's death.
But
I won't sacrifice anyone's memories. I won't sacrifice your memories for a small chance like that. It's over.
Okabe-san, it is unforgivable. Because I don't deserve to live like this. How can I go on knowing that me being a girl contributed to Mayuri-chan's death? Because being a girl is a bad thing. It's too heavy a burden for me to bear. Why? I know this is unfair. Why didn't you send the mail to my mom's pager 18 years ago? Why didn't you choose Mayuri-chan over me? Right before Mayuri-chan passed away, Okabe-san asked me if it was okay to turn me back into a boy. In exchange for agreeing to it, I asked him if I could at least spend a day together with him as a girl. Ultimately, Okabe-san decided not to turn me back into a boy. I know for a fact that the reason he didn't send the message was because of me. So why am I saying this to him? I know it's wrong, but this burden is too heavy for me to carry by myself.
You have nothing to be ashamed of. It was my choice. I killed Mayuri. The guilt is mine.
Part of me is extremely relieved, even happy to hear those words. But it's not enough to erase the guilt inside of me.
Besides, I want you to be happy.
He says that, but... Happy? How can I possibly be happy? I mean, when Mayuri-chan died because of me? Because of this body of mine. But anyway, Okabe-san won't be happy either. He looks straight at me. But I can't look back into his eyes. I'm not looking at anything. The twinkle that was there before is gone now. Okabe-san has to live with the burden of knowing that he abandoned Mayuri-chan. And that's all my fault. As I said that I wanted to be a girl, my Yuri-chan died. And Okabe-san has to shoulder that guilt forever. I can't even begin to imagine how painful that must be. Can I really keep telling him not to give up? No. I'm sure that's something that I shouldn't do. Telling Okabe-san to not give up after all the horrific things he's seen and experienced. Can't keep saying that to him. I'd just be being selfish.
It wasn't because of you. Please, never say that again.
I get where he's coming from, but he probably just wants to put my mind at ease. Heck, I want to undo my own sins and be at ease. But I can't bring myself to make Okabe-san shoulder more pain just for my sake. So if that's the case, all that's left for me to do is...
You may be sad now, but I want you to keep going forward and live enough for Mayuri too.
No, I don't want that! I cling to Okabe-san's chest. In that case, I want to help bear your burden, together. And maybe this weight might become a little lighter. Okabe-san's too.
Bear together. Don't be ridiculous. I'm a man disconnected from causality. I chose to stand by and let Mayuri die.
And I'll disconnect myself from causality too. I regained my memories of being a guy, so doesn't that mean I'm already disconnected? I also know that I'm only a girl because Mayuri-chan paid for it with her life. We're accomplices. Sadness, this guilt. I want us both to embrace them so we don't forget. The weight of my sins will also become a little lighter.
I understand.
Okabe-san embraces me in his arms.
Let's bear our burden together.
His gentle voice. It's so soft and fragile.
Let's live with these memories. Together.
I finally feel like I've been forgiven. Even just a little. Forgiven for being a girl. That sin will never disappear. It's just too heavy for me to carry by myself. But if Okabe-san carries it with me, forever. Can I stay by your side forever? I love you. I know I'm betraying my Yuri-chan, but I want to be with you forever. If he stays by my side.
Of course.
Yeah, that's it. Those were the words I had been waiting for all this time to hear. I wanted someone to forgive me. Okabe-san wanted the same thing as I did. He's the only one who can forgive me, and I him. And like that, we'll continue to lick each other's wounds. And if that's what it takes for the two of us to be forgiven. Maybe, just maybe, that's okay. Two of us sit there together until the sky turns orange, just feeling each other's warmth, all the while thinking about Mayuri-chan. I'm so sorry, Mayuri-chan. So sorry. At the end of it all, there was nothing I could do for you. Nothing. If only I could return to the past. Past. Hey, Okabe-san.
Oh, we've got mail. Big sis. You okay? It sounds like a lot happened. Are you okay? I know I'm in no position to tell you to cheer up, but make sure you eat. Mom and Dad are worried too. Do you have an actual sister? Sounds like you've cheered up a little. Thank goodness. Just like I said before, I'll be back around the end of August, so let's talk about it then. You have a sister? What the fuck?
Hey, Okabe-san. That's right. There's one thing that I should have done for Mayuri-chan but didn't. And because I didn't, I made her sad.
What was it?
Cosplay. Mayuri-chan, lover of cosplay that she was, always wanted me to give it a shot. She'd tell me how I'd definitely look good in cosplay. She used to say that by cosplaying as another character, another person, I might be able to find some self-confidence. She was always thinking of me. Even on that fateful day. I had given in and was supposed to go with Mayuri-chan to Komima. But I ended up not keeping that promise. Normally I'd never get the chance to rectify that. But we have a way. I finally remembered. Can your time machine take me back to that day?
You mean you want to go back?
I firmly nod.
Are you serious?
I nod once again. Okabe-san looks like he's thinking for a moment. and slowly shakes his head back and forth.
It's too dangerous. So far, I'm the only one who's used it.
Please! At the very least, I want to see Mayuri-chan off with a smile. Because I wasn't able to do anything for her. It is the only way I can atone. No. It is probably just for my own self-gratification. It's better than doing nothing. For me and for Okabe-san.
I thought you couldn't handle all the otaku.
I'm a bit scared, but it is something I have to do. Besides, I want to truly be the same as you, Okabe-san. If I use that device, I'll be completely disconnected from causality, won't I? And then I could feel what you feel. We could share the guilt. That's why.
Once you've leaped safely, get in touch with me. I'm sure I'll help you get to Mayuri.
Okay. Ultimately, Okabe-san relents. In front of us is the broken phone wave. It's hard to believe this thing is going to be able to send me back to the past, but apparently only sends my memories. Okabe-san told me that it's basically the same concept as sending an email into the past, much easier to understand. Two things I have to be careful about is that in order for the machine to activate, the large CRT in the brown tube workshop downstairs must be turned on, and that I can't go back more than 48 hours. I still don't really get how it all works, but I trust Okabe-san. I'm headed to the 15th, the morning of the day of Komima. Who knows what had happened if I arrived on the night before? As much as it pains me to admit, I might freak out and end up not going. Today is the 20th. Since I can't go back more than 48 hours, I have to leap 3 times. Plus, the CRT is usually on between just before noon and about 8 p.m. That means that if I miss my window even once, 3 time leaps won't be enough. Okabe-san wants to limit the amount of jumps I have to make as much as possible. Which means time is of the essence. I won't be able to relax or grab myself once I arrive. Oh no, I'm starting to get nervous. Okabe-san was saying how he's never let anyone else time leap before. Is this going to work? What am I saying? I already made my choice, didn't I? I'm going to fulfill my promise to Mayuri-chan. And if I fail, I'll finally be at peace.
Don't worry, your brain will hurt a bit, but the pain will go away soon.
Okay.
You must not get distracted once you reach the other side. Calm down and try to grasp your surroundings. It'll be okay. I'm with you.
Okabe-san's large hand gently caresses my cheek. My fear subsides a little. I'm going. Okabe-san presses the button on the microwave's timer and it slowly begins to move. I'll be sure to come back.
Yeah, I'll be waiting.
As bolts of lightning fly across the room, I unconsciously pull back. Oh, this is happening. My vision starts to go white. I can barely make out Okabe-san. I hate this. I thought I'd be okay, but I'm scared. Okabe-san! Ah! Where am I? Who am I? My memories, my consciousness, my vision. They're all a scrambled mess. A terrible sound pierces my ears. Ah! Deep behind my eyes, in the center of my head, I feel a pain like I'm being stabbed with nails repeatedly. It feels like someone's put my brain into a blender. It hurts. It itches. In some strange way, it also feels good. What's happening to me? What's going to happen to me? My ears are rattled by another sudden sound. This one ripples its way through my head like some kind of wave. My lungs fill up with air rapidly as if I hadn't been breathing at all up until this very moment. I repeatedly take deep breaths. Eventually, I finally manage to regain my composure. I'm in front of Akihabara Station. Usual crowds of people surround me. I place my hands on my face, almost as if confirming I'm still me. It's okay. I'm me. I'm Irushibara Luka. Okabe-san told me that there was a chance of my memories becoming a jumbled mess, but fortunately I only have a little nausea and a headache. It looks like I'm okay. Oh. With that settled, I finally look at my surroundings and notice the people staring back at me. Not terribly shocking considering I was just grimacing in intense pain in front of them. Well... Try to say something, anything, but instead end up fleeing from the area. Akihabara's main street is exactly as I remember it. Did I actually travel 2 days into the past? That's right! I finally realized I am still holding my phone. Panicked, I checked the date. August 18th, 6:46 in the afternoon. When I was in the development room of the Future Gadget Laboratory, I remember seeing that it was the 20th.
Here, let's just check if we have any messages. No mail.
I mean, yes, my phone might be broken, but considering that I'm suddenly in front of Akihabara Station despite previously being at the lab, I think it's pretty likely that I successfully jumped through time. Which means I have to get moving. I have to get back to the lab and time leap an additional 2 days back. This thought of having to experience that pain again makes me want to back down. But if I look at it as a kind of punishment, I can deal with it. Filled with a sense of determination, I make my way toward the lab. A little farther down the street, I spot a familiar face.
That's your ringtone? Dad. Goethe once said that no one have ever gotten lost on a straight road. Spent so much time talking to so many different people, yet I can't find the right words for something like this. It's frustrating. Anyway, I think it's okay to feel the way you are now. Just remember that time solves all things. Thanks for the message, Dad. I'll do my best to take your words to heart. I feel lost right now, but I hope I'll be able to find my way back. I think it'll take a little longer for me to go back to normal. I'm sorry for causing you stress over this. Ooh. Both of them are really good. I think we'll go with this one. This one's a little bit more positive. Yukishi.
Ashida-san notices me at the same place, the same time I notice him, and he calls out to me in a quiet voice.
Sorry, I decided not to go to the funeral service after all.
Eh?
Huh? Are you headed there now? You know, Meishi's funeral?
Oh. I finally remember. The 18th is the day of Mayuri-chan's funeral. She passed away on the 15th. The funeral normally would have been held on the 16th, but because burying someone on Tomobiki is considered bad luck, it got pushed back. Come to think of it, Ashida-san wasn't there that day. And actually, I only now realize that I'm in my school uniform. Probably didn't notice because of my headache, but the areas around my eyelids are swollen too. Hurts quite a bit. It's probably from the non-stop crying over the last few days. I really did travel back to the 18th.
So, that's that. I'll be seeing ya.
Hey! I call out to Ashida-san without thinking.
What's up?
Why? Why aren't you going, Ashida-san? Mayuri-chan's funeral, I mean.
Well,
Ashida-san lowers the brim of his hat, hiding his eyes.
if I went, they'd have to accept that she's really gone.
Oh.
If I go to the funeral, then that's it. Meishi will really be dead. And you know what? I don't accept that. I haven't accepted that.
Ashida-san.
Meishi was just fine. She was happy and smiling and laughing like she always does. You're telling me she just dropped dead out of nowhere? Like hell I'm gonna believe that.
Ashida-san was with Mayuri-chan on the 15th at Komima. Tragedy struck on the way home. He was the one there when she passed away.
Hey, Rukishi, you know that things only occur if someone is there to observe them? As long as I don't see her, Meishi ain't dead. In my heart, she's not dead.
If I remember correctly, that's...
Quantum mechanics. It's pretty much common knowledge among Chunibyo types. But right now I don't care. Just want to believe that it's true.
That's right. I remember Okabe-san and Dad mentioning something similar. Quantum mechanics. At the time, I didn't have the slightest clue what any of it meant.
Oh, and just so you know, Rukishi, going to Okarin's place right now is pointless.
Ashida-san's voice feels especially cold. Huh? Pointless?
Totally useless. He's locked himself up in the lab and refused to respond to anyone. But anyway, it's way too late for him to act like he's shocked or whatever.
Act?
Oh yeah, that's right. You weren't there when it all happened, but to be honest, I've lost a lot of respect for that guy.
Can't believe what I'm hearing. I've never heard Hashida-san talk about Okabe-san like this.
You guess what Ocarine did after seeing Maishi collapse on the ground? Didn't do anything. His face was totally blank.
Hashida-san's tone intensifies.
It's a goddamn blank slate. All he said was, Mayuri's dead. I can't even. Weren't they childhood friends? Didn't they grow up together? Was all she was to him? Tried to stress him that Maishi wouldn't be coming back to us, and all he could respond with was, I know.
You're wrong, Hashida-san, that's not.
Wrong? How the hell am I wrong?
Well,
Everyone hesitates in life, even at my age. I still find myself puzzled at times. It's okay to lose your way and puzzle over things while you're still young. I thought Ocarina was better than that. I thought he was more compassionate. He always acts like a chinibyo jackass, but at the bottom of his heart he cared about the people close to him. I always thought he was that kind of person. But this is just too much.
it's not it at all. Okabe-san, he's seen more horrors than anyone will ever know. He's been swallowed by all that pain and suffering. I held my tongue. Okabe-san hasn't told Hashida-san about any of that. If he wanted to, he would have already. He would have told him about his repeated attempts to save Mayuri-chan. He would have told him about the pain and sadness that he experienced over and over again. But Okabe-san didn't tell him. He knew that Hashida-san would react like this, and yet he still didn't explain himself. Everyone might have understood if he just told them, but instead he's trying to shoulder the burden on his own. The burden of abandoning Mayuri-chan. He knew he was going to be faced with this sort of anger. This is what Okabe-san meant when he said that the guilt was his to bear. At the same time, this also shows how badly Okabe-san's heart had been chipped away by failing to save Mayuri-chan. And once again faced with Okabe-san's incredible resolve. A resolve to shoulder these sins by himself. After parting ways with Hashida-san, I finally arrive at the Fuchiganja laboratory. First floor of the building is the Brown Tube Workshop, a store run by a scary guy named Tanoji-san. In order to leave through time, the large CRT TV in the back has to be on. Good, the place is still open. I'm awash with relief when I notice the lights on in the shop. I look up at the window of the second floor. Okabe-san told me to go see him when I get here. I head upstairs using the narrow staircase on the side of the building. The steel door to the lab makes a louder creaking noise than usual. It's still kind of dark inside and I can't see anybody else in the room. I turn on the lights. I guess no one is here. No. In the back of the room. There. Okabe-san. Okabe-san's leaning against the sofa. For a moment I thought he was sleeping. That's how motionless he is. That's not quite right. Okabe-san's eyes are wide open. He's blankly staring at a single point in space. Dark circles under his eyes lead me to believe that he hasn't slept at all since the 15th. His beard has grown out and his cheeks look shriveled. I inadvertently swallow my own breath. Okabe-san is in a bad place. After everything that happened with Mayuri-chan, the first time I saw Okabe-san was just a few minutes ago. Technically 2 days from now. He was in bad shape then, but nothing like this. I had heard that Okabe-san had closed himself off after Mayuri-chan's death, but all I did was hear. I never saw. I never saw how emaciated he had become. Okabe-san? I call out his name, but he shows no signs of responding. His eyes remain in place. I'm worried he's not even breathing. Considering I eventually see him 2 days from now, he'll probably be okay. But even then... Hurry. As I inch closer, his low voice reaches my ears. He's so quiet that I can only just barely hear him. I'm sorry, Mayuri. I'm so sorry. He's apologizing. He's apologizing over and over again. Okabe-san. Unable to watch any longer, I hold his head in my arms. But even then, he keeps repeating his apology like some kind of sad broken record. I want to stay with him. I want to shoulder some of the guilt he's feeling. But if I stay here, I won't be able to make Mayuri-chan's wish come true. Okabe-san, I need you to listen carefully. I slowly pull his head away from me and start filling him in on what's happened. I tell him that I'm from 2 days in the future. I need to time leap further into the past so I can make Mayuri-chan's wish come true. But I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Mayuri. Okabe-san doesn't have the power left in him to think. What should I do? He's the only one I can turn to right now. I don't have time to sit here flustered. I have to leap 2 days into the past and then leap again back to the 15th. If I stick around any longer, even if I am able to leap back 2 days, the shop downstairs will close. They'll force me to have to make an extra leap in order to get back to the morning of the 15th. What should I do? I have no clue how to operate the time machine by myself. I want to avoid telling Ashton if I can. Oh, that's right. There's one other person. Makise-san. I had heard that she played a huge role in building the time machine. She might be able to help me. No, I can't. I don't even know how to get in touch with her. Okabe-san probably knows, but I can't just look her number up without his... Now's not the time to be worried about that. Sorry, Okabe-san. I grabbed the phone near him. I'm surprised. I never expected you to be calling Urashibara-san. Makise-san didn't take long to get here after I called her. I'm sorry for calling you so suddenly. No, don't worry about it. I was in the area anyway. I should be at Mayuri's funeral, but... Looks like Makise-san's feeling self-conscious about her brief relationship with Mayuri-chan. I'm sure Mayuri-chan would be happy if you went to her service, Makise-san. You really think so? Of course. Well, if you think that's the case... Wait, why are you going? Aren't you two really close? Actually about that. Is it really okay for me to tell her? My son hasn't even told Hashida-san the truth. Maybe I shouldn't be the one to tell Makise-san. But... there's something I need to tell you. Oh? About Mayuri? Yes, the truth is... Ultimately, I end up telling Makise-san everything. I want to avoid wasting time. More importantly, I had the feeling that if Makise-san heard it all, she might be able to forgive us. That's how I felt. Wait just a sec. Let me get this straight. So you're telling me that you came from 2 days in the future, and you want to go back an additional 2 days? Yeah. Using the time leap machine? Yes. Makise-san goes quiet in thought. The fact that Okabe-san abandoned Mayuri-chan. The fact that the both of us decided to shoulder that guilt together. It looks like she's not sure how to react to any of it. Okabe-san's not in the wrong. I know you might not believe me, but this all happened because I said I wanted to be a girl. Urashibara-san. Yes? About that, well, it's okay, I already know. Huh? Okabe-san talked to me about it a while ago. Really? Yeah. Okabe-san really gave up on saving her. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to put the blame on you two or anything, it's just... If that's true, I brace myself for what she's going to say next. Even if that's true, how could I possibly say anything? I'll probably never be able to fully understand what the two of you have gone through. Makise-san, I was right to tell her everything. It was the right move. Well then, shall we get going? Huh? You gotta get back to the day before yesterday, right? You need to move. Oh, yeah! I'm sorry, Mayuri. When we entered the lab, Makise-san sees Okabe-san staring into space, repeatedly apologizing. She casts a sad gaze on him. Okabe. Sorry, you don't have much time. Come here. Okay. Still don't really know what sort of effect using this can have on the human body, but... Makise-san speaks as she quickly preps things. But this is so we can grant Mayuri's wish. It's worth it. Makise-san. Urashibara-san, I'm begging you. Please help Mayuri pass on in peace. When she turns around to look at me, her eyes are filled with tears. And when you get to the 16th, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. Huh? Yokobe from 2 days ago will probably be in even worse shape than he is now, so... That's right. When I get to the 16th, I'm going to have even less time to waste. I think I finally understand. Understand what? The reason my Okabe-san chose you as his assistant. Assistant, eh? If I'm your assistant, then how about letting me help you out during times like this? You dummy. Makise-san? Sorry, it's nothing. Okay. Looks like I'm all good to go over here. How about you? Yes, I'm ready. I straighten my body and place my hands over the gear on my head. Thinking about the pain I'm about to experience makes me nervous, but now's not the time for complaints. Alright, here we go. Yes! Steins' finger pushes the enter key. Phone wave starts to move, and suddenly electricity is bouncing around the room. My vision goes white, and then...
And I think that that is a pretty good place to cut it. Wow, this went hard right off the bat. Although, it's quite interesting that they chose to go with the Luka ending. That's really cool. I had never thought of that for some reason. I assumed that it would be some sort of way off side thing. I don't even know. But they went with the Luka ending from the main story. That's fucking cool. And, really sad and all that stuff, but also really cool. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes, and I hope you are too. So thank you all so much for following my playthrough of Steins Gate, Linear Bounded Phenogram, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now!